Welcome back to Sideline Sicko Sports, guys. This is my draft sleepers video. I'm going to be talking about the players that I think are the best players that we're taking in certain spots, ones that I think are players that people are not talking about a lot, guys that I think are going to make an immediate impact, or at the very least be super impactful in their career. You know, I'm going to go through each round, and I'm going to take one player that I think will be super impactful for their team, and that was a great pick for that specific team and fits well into their scheme. Draft sleeper for round one is Jihad Campbell. He was picked 31st by the Super Bowl champs, Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, what else can I say about this other than how he did it again, right? I mean, at the risk of sounding like a Howie Stan and a homer, I mean, he got a top 5, top 10 draft pick by many people's estimation and got him at 31. And all he had to give away was a 5th round pick, right? Now, you worry because the reason why he got him is because he had a torn labrum, right? He has a torn labrum. There's a rumor out there possibly that he might not be ready. He already has missed the first day of OTAs, which I think, or this is the second day of OTAs. And that was today. He already missed that already, and he still hasn't played and actually practiced yet. So I understand how he got him, but how he got him at 31 for a 5th round pick, and he traded up with the Chiefs to go get him. This guy easily, if he's healthy, could be the best linebacker in the NFL. Like, he has Roquan Smith type value. Even if he can tap, if the Eagles can help him and Vic Fangio can help him tap into that versatility, that off-ball linebacker edge versatility that he also has, he has the potential to possibly even be in the same, like, to the level of a Micah Parsons. I'm not going to say he's going to be Micah Parsons. I'm not saying his talent is that good, but he has that ability to be that versatile, right? And at worst, if he pans out, he's another Zach Bond, which is incredible. Which Zach Bond only has, like, I think 2 years left on his contract anyway, and usually that last year is always kind of like a void year or a dummy year when it comes to Howie Roseman. So he might be getting rid of Zach Bond after this year. And then you could just have Jihad Campbell there, and hopefully Nakobe Dean can come back healthy, or Jeremiah Trotter Jr. could step up, right? So he makes the defense multiple. He's a total Vic Fangio guy. He's a great player. He has great instincts out there, and he just shows them completely and constantly when he was playing at Alabama. And I think in a Vic Fangio system, he can really, really, really thrive. And this is a guy that I wouldn't say nobody's talking about him, but they're definitely not talking about him to the same way that we're talking about Cam Ward and these other guys. Or honestly, in this draft, we've been mostly talking about Shedeur Sanders, which is understandable, but that is where we've been at. But I do think this guy is my Jihad Campbell, linebacker, Philadelphia Eagles. He is my draft sleeper for round one. My round two draft sleeper has gotta be RJ Harvey. He was picked 60th overall to the Broncos. I mean, let me just say it. My comp for this guy was Alvin Kamara. That was my comp watching him. He's a little bit smaller than Alvin Kamara, but he has that same, like, satellite ability. Like, he is that type of player. He can catch out of the backfield. He can run his ass off. He's a really, really good running back that I think people were kind of underestimating or forgetting about, because you had your Travion Henderson, your Marion Hampton, your Ashton Jeanty. But I think this guy might be one of the best running backs in the draft. And my comp is Alvin Kamara, and he goes to the guy who created Alvin Kamara, or the guy who made Alvin Kamara the household name that he is, with Sean Payton. Sean Payton is going to use him perfectly in a scheme. He's gonna be catching out of the backfield. He's another weapon for Bo Nix to work with, that they've been building that team up over there. And I just think he shows great twitch. I think he's very effective cuts. I think he's a great player who is going to factor into the Broncos offense at a high level early and often. I think he is going to have immediate impact. Round three. Now, my round three draft sleeper. Now, he's a guy that I feel like people were sleeping on throughout the entire draft process in general. And I'm happy he went round 3 because I had a third round grade on him anyway, and that is Kyle Williams out of the Patriots. He was selected 69th overall by New England. And man, oh man, I think that kid is a serious deep threat. He ran a 4.440. He had a great senior. I mean, he was killing guys at the Senior Bowl. Like every single player he stacked up against, every corner he stacked up against, he had a good rep against every single corner. It was a moment where he had a great rep against Jeffrey Bossa at one point. He's just a really good player that has really good cuts. I mean, he runs great routes. He's a super good deep ball thrower. He has great soft hands, and he's super speedy, and he has serious route running ability where I think he could end up being one of the better route runners in the league. And as we know, the New England Patriots need a good wide receiver. Like, I mean, they need a good wide receiver like human beings need water. Like they need it bad. Like they seriously need one, to the point where they've been drafting like crazy for the last 2 years with the Jalen Pope pick last year. That seems to not be anything. Hopefully he can pull it together and figure it out. But I think Drake May and Kyle Williams are going to be a sneaky good tandem that people are not thinking about right now. But I think that could end up being one of the big like quarterback wide receiver tandems that end up taking over the league or end up taking over the media space. And I think he's going to have immediate impact this year. Now, I'm going to just read you these numbers real quick before I even mention this player. 4.440, 10.7 broad jump. This man put up 2 touchdowns, and I'm remembering 146 yards against Travis Hunter. I'm talking about Alec Ayer Manor, okay? Stanford wide receiver. He was drafted at the end of the round 4 as 136 pick. I mean, I don't know how this guy made it down. I get that he had a drop problem in college, so I think a lot of teams kind of got off of him. But he was one of the only wide receivers to truly give Travis Hunter any real problems. He's drafted to the same division as Travis Hunter as being drafted by the Tennessee Titans. They're also a team that needs wide receivers like they need water. And he had a great workout, and he has crazy numbers. I mean, when I look at him, I'm going to go on a limb here. He was my second ranked wide receiver. Like, I had him at number 2. And I know people are going to look at me like I'm crazy, right? Not number 2. I had him at number 3. I thought this kid was incredible. I watched his tape. I thought he was great at just taking the ball out of the sky, really going up and getting at the catch point. I thought he ran phenomenal routes. He gave me shades of Mike Evans. I don't want to go as far as to say he's going to be that good, but like that's what he reminded me of when I watched him play. So for me, I understand the drops problem, but for me, I just don't really see why he even fell to the 4th round in my personal opinion. But I think he's an incredible player. I think he's going to have a huge impact. They need wide receivers. I think Cam Ward are going to build up a good rapport. I think that's going to happen for them. And man, I mean, it's wide open for us. So I think he's going to have an immediate impact, if not maybe in the next couple of years, as long as he works on his drops problems, stay on the jugs machine. But I think they will have him at a place where he will be contributing at a high level. He's a draft sleeper for me. He was in the 4th round. He's going to be good. I think he's going to be really good. This guy, Mitchell Evans, out of Notre Dame. He got picked by the Panthers in the 5th round. He's 6'5", 258. He had an ACL tear in 2023. But man, I really like this tape. Like his stats don't wow you, nothing of that nature, but he gives you that like George Kittle vibe where he has that really good blocking ability, has the size to really work against guys and just really make insane catches. I'm sure many people think he probably lost some of his athleticism, and that's probably why he fell. But I still saw it there. I think it's still there. I think he's still working his way back from the ACL tear in 2023. I think he's going to push for the starting position on the Panthers. They need tight ends. Tavian Sanders that they took last year, he still hasn't really shown himself yet, but him and Tommy Tremble and Mitchell Evans, though that group, I think Mitchell Evans can win that starting position this year if things go right for him and he can get himself back together. But I think that guy potentially could be a sleeper. He potentially could be a big player for them, and Bryce Young needs it, especially now that he seems to have this resurgence. He's going to need that security blanket to kind of go to every single time, especially seeing as Xavier Leggett is also seeming to take his time to get to the place where he can be a legitimate force at wide receiver. But yeah, Mitchell Evans for the Panthers, I think he's going to be legit. I think he's going to be a great player. He's my draft sleeper for round 5. Round 6. I know. I'm a freaking homer, but I gotta put another Eagles pick on here. You know how he just does it. He just does it. He goes crazy. This is my round 6 sleeper, and I gotta go with Cameron Williams. I'm sorry. This guy, I had a 3rd round pick on this guy. If anything, a lot of people even said if he decided to stay, because he's a junior, if he decided to stay at Texas, he could have been a top overall tackle probably next year and probably win in the 1st round. I think this guy is going to be incredible for the Eagles. I do not think he's going to have immediate impact, but I think 2 years from now or a couple years down the line, we're going to be talking about how did the Eagles end up with their Lane Johnson replacement, in the 6th round. How did they do that? Jesus Christ. How do they keep finding these guys and Stoutland just turns him into a monster? You're going to tell me this guy, the size and athleticism that he has, you're going to tell me he's not, and he's learning behind Lane Johnson and Jordan Mailata, 2 of the best tackles in the NFL. You're going to tell me that he's not going to be able to turn into, if he puts his mind to it, he won't turn into a serious player? I think he's going to be a legitimate player. I know he's got a lot more competition. I know he's got Miles Hinton in front of him. I know he might not even make the team. He might be one of those phantom injury players. But I do think this guy is going to be incredible. He has the size, he has the basic functions, but he's really raw right now. He's really young. He could have stayed in college and probably went 1st overall next year. But he came out, got taken in the 6th round by we talk about the QB factory that is Philly, but they are also an O-line factory, okay? So he's going to Stoutland University. I think as long as he's locked in, there's no way he's not going to succeed. I know this guy, a lot of people were torn on him. There's a lot of different opinions about this guy online. But I got Jonah Monheim as my round 7 sleeper. He was picked by the Jaguars by mid-7th round. He was my 3rd ranked center. I had him really high. I really liked the way he moved. He had great movement. He had great movement off the ball. He was great in space. He was taking guys' heads off in space. I thought he also has a lot of line versatility as he played every spot in 2023. I think he could be a really good center for them, especially for a Jaguars team that is still kind of looking for their forever O-line players, whereas they kind of have like a journeyman O-line with Patrick McCreary and Robert Hainsey and Ezra Cleveland, guys that are probably not their centers of the future. I do think this guy is gonna have a chance to compete for the starting role. Maybe he doesn't win it this year, but maybe he shows enough to the point where they feel like they can move on from a Robert Hainsey or one of those other guards and kind of let him be the center come next year. But I think he's a really good player, and I think in this new system with Liam Cohen, I think he can be really big in their run game, and I think he's incredible. I think he can be an incredible player, an incredible contributor going forward, and that is why he is my round 7 draft sleeper. That's it, guys and girls. This is my draft sleepers video. These are my 7 players from each round that I thought will have a great impact and got drafted to great places and great schemes. If you like this content, like, comment, subscribe, If you don't, leave me a comment, and you leave me a comment anyway. Tell me what you don't like. Tell me what you love. Tell me how I can improve. I'm always down for constructive criticism, but as long as it's respectful. But as far as that, just leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.